You want to come up, please? I don't know what we're going to do. I'm an addict named Ron. And I'm here by God's grace and God's mercy. I'm blessed. I feel good. I've done a lot of spiritual work in the last 8 and 9 months. You know, I've been practicing. I've been practicing, y'all. Y'all told me, right? Huh? Y'all said some wonderful things to me. You said things like surrendering to the will of our higher power gets easier through daily practice, right? I am here today. I'm filled up. I feel good. I'll give you one promise, not to keep a motherfucking thing. Huh? I've been trained in Narcotics Anonymous to do a hit like this one, right? I remember I was at Pittsburgh Jammy when Harold P. was the breakfast speaker. You know, and he was saying something about the fifth tradition when he was carrying that message, and we hollered out. He said, Ron. He said, what is the message? You know, and I hollered, right, from way across the room. Now this room ain't that big, so you'll be able to hear this one clear. And our message is that any addict, huh? Any fucking addict. Huh? Yeah, they call that, you know, addict license. They add that to it. Can stop using drugs. I've done that. Can lose the desire to use. I've done that. And find a new way to live. And I'm working on that. As we say where I come from, right? I'm from the greater New Brunswick area of Narcotics Anonymous in New Jersey. And my home group is Cha-Cha-Cha. Hey, you know what I'm talking about? Like everybody loves to Cha-Cha-Cha. Right? We're 1, 2, 3 beginner step jammy for newcomers. Help newcomers lock and load with this thing. Right? Because, you know, I'm going to talk about a lot of things. I don't even know where to start. I'll tell you I'm fat with the message. Right? So it's the larger picture. I need to say this, and then I'm going to go back to the other stuff. The bigger picture, right? The big picture is the second hit in the 12th step. Huh? We say, had it, right? A spiritual awakening as a result of these steps. What do you mean these steps? I'm telling you about one fellowship. I'm telling you about Narcotics Anonymous. Where we identify at the deeper level of emotions and feelings. A mere fucking substance is not what we're talking about. So we help, my home group, we help the newcomer stick and stay, right? Through stick and stay, foundational steps, right? Simple like that. But the big picture is, and I heard my friends talk about it, I'm not going to reinvent the wheel. I'm going to say a lot of things that they say. Why? Because the truth is always right. The truth, check it out, put the big E on. The truth is never, ever wrong. You understand? And anything that deviates from the truth is personality. So we're talking here a little bit about principles before personalities. You know? So like, the big picture is that my gratitude, as my good friend Thomas P. said, speaks when I care and when I share with others. Others the NA way. You know, not such a narrow vision and a narrow scope where it's just addicts. Huh? selfish could that be? You know? You know? The first part of the hit is something. We didn't say, hey, before I take it to the field, before I go out and I practice this shit, right? Before I'm able to live it in all my affairs, I got to be in a clinical type setting. We call them meetings. Because without that, some other kind of shit happens. Now, without going any further, my sponsor, who I love dearly, he ain't a traveling addict. I'm a traveling addict, and I'm a member of a hit squad. Now, there's been some controversy about that, right? So let me clear the air. Understand? I ain't got enough goddamn juice to put a hit on your fucking disease. No, but my one and only duty in this world, all right, is first and foremost to put a hit on my disease. You understand? That's what I'm talking about. When I say I'm a member of a hit squad, I'm talking about I'm out to assassinate my disease of self-centeredness. I ain't fucking with your disease. Man, we walk around this fellowship talking about, this is a message, right? Live and let live. But when I share my experiences and hope, all right, when I tell you where I'm at, how I'm living, what I'm doing, sometimes you want to speed kick my ass to the curb. You know, take my inventory. Well, let me tell you something. It tells us in our books, right? In our books, it works how why the new shit, you know? The new shit. Everybody check it out. If you ain't got the new shit, you better get with it. And the new shit, right? It tells me, check it out. Let's go right to the 12th step. Huh? See, hey, listen to this. I am not a two-stepper. You know, what are you two-stepper? I work step one. I ain't using. Right? So now, all of a sudden, I feel like I'm equipped to carry the message. Well, I don't give a fuck. No, listen, I'll take you to the literature because, see, without the literature, you know, addicts, right? In Moore Greenfield, it say the steps help us to mend our fractured personalities, right? So I have to assume the book says the same for most of us. So I gotta assume that, check it out, I ain't gonna say all of you, but most of you, like me, got fractured fucking personalities, right? Now, I see y'all didn't respond to that too tough. You know, hey, I'm reading up here. I'm reading, I feel you. You understand? So my job, that tells me what I'm supposed to do up here. You understand? I'm supposed to help. So I'm going to help. It says the ways in which we carry the message are as varied as our members. It say here, check it out. It is not our job to tell someone seeking recovery where to work, who to live with, how to raise their children, or anything outside the realm of our experience. Don't take my goddamn inventory on my experience. If my experience is mine, you walk in my fucking shoes. You take my inventory. Other than that, I'm suggesting that you take your own goddamn inventory. And I say that with love. Now here's the hit, right? Here's the hit. You know how people, and I know we do, Because I got a good friend who's up here today gonna drop some nuclear shit on us, right? You understand? And before this happened, right, people want to tell, I'm gonna keep the gender anonymous. People want to tell this addict that you got too much clean time now to be talking like that, to be saying that kind of shit in a meeting. You understand? Well, but check it out. Developing a personal style for carrying the message rests on a simple requirement. We must be ourselves. Now check it out. This is talking directly to each and every one of us in this room. Please listen. Please listen. All right? So that when somebody takes your inventory, you understand that, like, perhaps it would be better to understand than to be understood. You did? So here it is. Listen to this. Listen to this. We each have a one-of-a-kind personality that is sure to be an attraction to many. You understand what I'm saying? You know, this is what this is talking about. You understand? So now we say, well, wait a minute. You told me what the NA message is, but what is a message? I mean, what is a message? You understand? Well, I went to my sponsor, who I love again, and who doesn't travel, so I travel for him. You understand? He trained me. When you hear me, you hear my sponsor. I don't mean that I'm a parrot, polyone fucking cracker. I mean that he's my guide with 12 steps and 12 traditions. The steps and the traditions are the program of Narcotics Anonymous. That is the only program. I'm not knocking concepts. I'm saying the steps and the traditions, all right, are the program of Narcotics Anonymous. You understand? The shit at the diner, the fellowshipping, you understand? All that's good. No, what that does, and I don't knock that. Dances, picnics, celebrations, all of that's good for people who knock dances and celebrations and picnics. Because in the book, right, it says living skills were reduced to the animal level. Right? So how the hell am I going to improve my social skills if I don't get hooked up with other people doing positive things, trying to learn to live and enjoy life after duty? Yes, I've been around quite some time. I'm from the old school. The old school, I'm one of the, we say, a lot of y'all here, y'all, not in terms of time in the day, but in terms of time on the planet, living the way I live, right? I'm a dinosaur. I'm one of the last of the Mohicans. I'm like the dodo bird. You understand? Hard to find people who did what I did for the period of time that I did it, the way I did it, in the situation I did it. Doesn't make me unique. It makes me here by God's grace. So now, if I don't have a clear definition on what a message is, especially our message, but what a message is, guess what? I'm going to end up with this. My sponsor say, I don't know nothing. Here, you think you know what words mean, but your best thinking, what? Got you a seat in the front row with John K. Antoinette and my good friend Robin, right? You know? So he said, look it up. The first thing I want to share with you is what? Check it out. What the fuck is a mess? We'll talk about a mess. A mess. A mess is a state of trouble, disorder, or confusion. That always happens to me when I take the focus off myself. Always, man. When I start looking, I want to get back to, would you say, Thomas, victim status? You know, I start looking outside myself, right? To check you out. So I ain't got to, like, deal with myself and feel my own pain, you know? So then I get into message. The chief idea that an artist, writer, etc. So let's substitute like we did with dope and coke. All right? Y'all did that shit, man. You know? All right. I see you didn't get much identification on that. You know, liars. Yeah. The chief idea that an addict, substitute, seeks to communicate in a work. Our work is living the program. That's our work as an addict who's an addict type artist is living the program. All right? And what is a messenger? Messenger is one who carries a message. Check it out. Here's the real hit. Or goes on an errand. An errand. I am on an errand from the greater New Brunswick area to the fair and great and glorious city of Detroit, what we call the Motor City. I have come here to carry a message of hope and a promise of freedom. That's what I'm here for. I have a problem with the title of the workshop. I didn't say that. I'm tired of hearing workshops described as the message versus the messenger, and spirituality versus religion. I tend to like, because I have been living the program. And in living the program, what I begin to know, for me, you got to come to it on your own. I can't make you believe it, but I'll share my experience, is that it's the message and the messenger. All right? Now, it's not an adversarial procedure. Let me tell you what an adversarial procedure is. All right? On March 11, 1979, you robbed Central Jersey Bank and Trust Company. You stock them up for $14,000. Therefore, the state of New Jersey versus Ron H. Now, even that was confusing, because the state represents the people. I mean, ain't I one of the people? So even that is written to me wrong. It's like Ron H. is versus Ron H. We said that, he said in Baltimore, I got to keep coming back. So I want to talk about the message and the messenger. The message needs a messenger. It doesn't need a speaker. It doesn't need a speaker. It needs a messenger. Someone who is carrying in this program, I need to say this. I'm going to say it, right? I don't want to hear no other goddamn messages coming into my house. You understand? If it ain't message, take the shit where they like that other message. You know, the way I live, you need to know this, the way I live, and I'm going to take you, I guess not take your inventory, but I'm assuming it's the same for most of us. The way I live, I could not stand on a corner panhandling motherfucking quarters trying to get the ways and means to get more. I had to rob something. I had to hurt something, man. You know, I had to do some serious damage. Social damage. I had to be, check it out, here's the hit. I had to develop an amoral posture. What do you mean amoral? Amoral. Not immoral, amoral. Amoral means without any morals, without any guidelines, like anarchistic. Do what the fuck I want, when I want, where I want, to who I want. Doesn't that sound like total self-centeredness? You understand? You know, so amorality is not what's happening. Now, I'm going to say some things. We're talking about a message. All right? I'm a messenger. I am not the message. All I do is carry the message as you gave it to me. From one spot to another. That's all I do. I don't reinvent the wheel. All right? I add to our collective experience. Our pyramid gets bigger. The base gets wider. The circle gets wider. Through my experience and through addicts locking and loading on some goddamn hope. You know? Yeah. carry the message through my example, through my service work. You understand? And I cannot carry a sufficient message, without continuing on in this program. What does that mean? I mean, what exactly the fuck are you talking about, Ron? What do you mean? It says if you want what we have to offer, and you're willing to make the effort to get it, then these are the principles that made our recovery possible. Huh? One, you know the rest. We admitted that we were powerless over our addiction, and our lives have become unmanageable. And it goes to the next 11 steps. Those are the principles. So like trying to fish and trying to find out, well, what are the principles? Where are they? How do I change? How do I get successfully reintegrated into society? That's what it's about. I need to tell you that's what it's about. All right? And I talked about amoral. I didn't forget where I was. I talked about it because ours, and I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it because I've been taught this way and I learned through living. Ours has to be nothing other than a moral approach to living. I didn't get much of a response from that. I'm going to say some things. I'm not going to say no things, right? I'm going to say some things because I found out being a spiritual warrior, walking a spiritual path, what is that? Doing the right thing because, man, it's the right thing to do. At times can be a lonely path. You find out people don't want to fuck with you no more. You know, like what's wrong with him? You know, can't you see we can get something for nothing? The motherfucker's going to go tell on us. Be honest, we're going to have to pay now. You know, in the fourth step. How many people in here have done a fourth step? Let me see your hands. Well, I like that. Then you know what I'm getting ready to say. And you people who are in the fourth step, who are about to work a fourth step, it says, we made, right, a searching and fearless. Fuck, check it out. Fucking fearless. Moral inventory. I mean, why the fuck didn't they just say we made an inventory? Because they are not crazy. It's a God-given program. I believe the steps were sent down by God. God of my understanding. If you got a God, oh God of your understanding, same step coming probably from the same person. Same thing, same event, same being, same force. But that's for you to determine. But I believe these steps were sent down by God. Now, why would God want me to look at moral stuff? Moral, we're talking about carrying a message. I'm not supposed to come in and I can tell you all about prison. I did 15 years in prison. I shouted out with the police. I took the warden hostage. I stole the same TV 2 times. I don't want to talk about that stuff, man. But not that I don't want to. I don't need to. You understand? My story in recovery changes. It changes. If I'm up here talking the same shit that I taught last year when I did miracles in recovery, something is wrong. We say, if nothing changes, nothing changes. You know? So I'm here saying something different. Because my life has changed. I work steps. You know? I just happen to have worked all 12 of the motherfuckers. I'm proud to say that. I'm proud to say that, man. You know, I ain't done. I ain't finished. But I have participated in my recovery. You understand? What does it say? Through our inability to accept personal responsibility, we were actually creating our own problems. Now, guess what? My biggest responsibility on the planet Earth is to take care of me. That's not selfishness. That's so that I can become self-reliant, therefore be God-reliant, not self-sufficient, and in turn, when I get my feet firmly on the ground, spiritually, I can reach out and touch somebody. You understand what I'm saying? So back to moral. Moral. It says that, the dictionary says that moral means of, listen closely to this, please, if you got denial in this area, I usually don't tell people what they should do, but I'm going to share this, tell you, if you got denial in this area, you need to do some work. Huh? It's about getting through our own shit, man. You understand? I'm supposed to tell you what I got through. You understand? Moral means of or pertaining to community values or standards. Now, what does that mean? What does it mean? It means that in Rome, I do as the Romans do. That was the simplistic version of it. What does it mean? That means in my community, in the greater New Brunswick area, right? That means that if you are able to go to work, you go to work. Huh? That means if I'm just saying, you're sitting in a room with 3, 4, 5 years, are able-bodied. Well, ain't working. Go my walk. I'm not ready yet. You know? You need to take a look at that. Take a look at that shit. Hey, I have learned, all right, in my community, what's acceptable is not to go next door and fuck my neighbor's wife. I have learned it. I have learned it, man, in my community. And since we live in America, it ain't going to be that greatly different. All right? But you see, I'm talking about me. In my community, it's my responsibility to take care of home before I start taking care of any one of y'all. How can I give you something if I ain't giving it away at home? They say charity. I'll use that word. That's a good word. I'm going to keep everything else out. Let's keep it anonymous. Charity begins at home. At home. How am I going to come in here and tell you I'm this great, wonderful recovering addict and my woman Renee sitting over there and I kick her to the curb every night? You understand? I don't do that. She can tell you I don't do that. You can come into my house anytime. You know? That's my woman. You know? We're talking. Check it out. Now check it out. If there's another lifestyle you want, there are places where you can get it. I mean, you know, check it out. If you're a woman, and you really, really got a burning desire to have 4 husbands, you can go, check it out, to the Melanesian Islands in the South Pacific and hook up with the Trobriand Islanders. Down there, you can have 4 husbands and you will be a citizen and community member in great moral standing. In Rome, you do as the Romans do. You know? I'm talking about, so how do I get to this? We're talking about carrying a message. How do I get to the point where I'm able to carry a sufficient message? Sufficient message. You understand? I mean, a message, check it out. One addict with 2 days telling another addict with 1 day, you can stay clean. That works. That works now. I love NA. All right, it works. Need some meat on that, though. Need some meat on that. All right? I call that God's grace. All right? I got to work some steps, y'all. I got to work some steps. There's no way around it, you know? Steps are our solution. They are our survival kit. They're our defense against addiction. I got a defense. They're telling me I got a defense. You understand? Why should I fuck around if I got a defense? I need to defend myself, and I need to defend myself right away. Let me carry that message. Let me carry that message to you. All right? Let me carry that message. What do you mean right away? We're talking about carrying the message. Right away, right? So, let me take it to something here. Right? Yeah, let's just go to this, man. All right? Oh, boy, this is, I love this. I love this. Here we go. This is for the people, right? Who say, no, I'm not going, you cannot work your steps yet. No. I have determined. Where the fuck is that at, man? I have determined that you're not ready to work the steps, maybe for the first year. Now I hear that shit. Anybody else hear that? Yeah. Oh, well, I'm in the right place. All right. So here it is. Check this out. This is from We Do Recover. So you don't think that I'm making it up. I don't want you to think that, like, oh, that's his shit. That's that right. Who the fuck does he think he is? I am an addict who's recovering, who is serious about his motherfucking recovery. All right, now I'm going to give you what I got. This is what I got. This is what I got, right? It say, we felt, right? We felt that the sooner the addict could face his problems in everyday living, just that much faster could he become a real productive citizen. It say, we eventually have to stand on our own feet and face life on its own terms. So why not from the start? Oh, wait a minute. It gets better. I'm going to give you some more. Listen to this. Anybody here got 1 day clean? 1 day clean. All right. Listen to this. From the first day, the 12 steps become a part of our lives. From the first day. You know? All right, so we still dealing here. We're still going along, man. I'm gonna give it to you. You know? Here you go. Y'all hear it all the time. You know? All the time. Here it is. It say here. Yeah, where did this come from? Let me see it. I mean, it's gone. This is the V book. It's a Narcotics Anonymous basic text. I'm going to read from it. Works how and why. Huh? We believe that the sooner we face our problems, it exists within our society in everyday living. Just that much faster do we become acceptable, responsible, and productive members of that society. Right? Now, it say in the preamble portion right above this first step, right? It say the steps are our solution. They're our survival kit. Our defense against addiction. Now check this shit out, right? All right, here I am, and I'm in Vietnam. All right, I'm in Vietnam. You know, and you know, that shit is serious, man. You know, and look, they're coming. They're coming. The Viet Cong got black rice hats on. They got these coolie outfits on. They go, look, I know, shit, they're coming. I said, we gotta do something. So I go here, I say, General Westmoreland. Westmoreland started using. I said, General Westmoreland, son, look, they're coming there, the Viet Cong, they're all over. Look. I said, we gotta do something. He jumped on, he said, I'm sorry, son. But we cannot defend ourselves for the first year. Yeah. So it's about carrying the message. It's about carrying the message, you know. I'm here to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. No, so help me, Thomas. Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah. So, the message is I'm supposed to, this is my responsibility, right? I can't tell you how you are supposed to do anything. I'm tell you what I'm supposed to do, right? Haven't had a spiritual awakening. Haven't had a number of spiritual awakenings along the way. You don't get to the 12th step and get a spiritual awakening. You know? No, the spiritual awakening has been for me surrendering to the truth. Surrendering to what I'm supposed to do. I always knew what I was supposed to do. But doing the right thing wasn't the ways and means to get more. And what happens in recovery, I still, without the drug, my disease is threefold, right? Body, mind, and spirit, you know? And the spiritual principles, the application of spiritual principles sometimes just doesn't feel, here's the word, familiar. I use that word deliberately. I picked the choice of words, familiar. Because see, what I'm familiar with is the old pain. I'm familiar even with diseases say, now, remember the good times, right? You know? See, applying spiritual principles is a new area for me. You know, I shot dope for 25 years, right? You know, I mean, I say that, I'm trying to make a point. And for 8 years before that, I used starter drugs. You know? And I'm trying to say that I haven't lived. I haven't lived, right? And just, what do you say? My woman says all the time, just when I think my world is falling apart, it's suddenly coming together, right? She says it all the time. It makes sense to me, and it doesn't have to be my world falling apart, right? What it is that I'm looking for a feeling. I'm trying to give you my message. I'm looking for a feeling almost every time I do something. I'm trapped by a feeling. I want a feeling. You know, when I shot dope, I didn't wait 3 weeks to get high. I got high. See, I'm trapped by the need for instant gratification. And that's an instant gratification. I'm now going to say this. Fuck the drugs. That's instant gratification in relationship to almost any person, place, thing, or event I come in contact with. You understand? So I have to work on myself. I have to work on myself. I don't know. Here's the hit. I don't know, and most of the time, I don't know what applying spiritual principles is supposed to feel like. You understand? Here comes the faith hit. The faith hit is to do it, man. Do it. Just do it, because that's what you're doing for God. If I've done a third step. I'm talking about, have I really done a third step? Or check it out, or has it just been a Milli Vanilli third step? When I have turned my will and my life over, when I have, and I'm going to say something else too. I'm going to say something else. Before I even go into when I turn my will and my life, here's another thing I want to say. You're talking about carrying a message, right? I've heard it, and I'm tired of hearing it, so I'm going to share it. I've heard it too many times. Well, you know about making a decision? You ever heard the one about the 3 frogs? They say, oh, 3 frogs. They say, yes, 3 frogs. You had the 3 frogs on the log, and one of them made the decision to jump off. How many frogs were left on the log? Everybody says 2. And somebody said, no, it was 3 frogs, because the one only made a decision. Well, guess what? Our fucking third step says a decision implies action. So now, this is what I want to say to the 3 frogs, right? Fuck you. Three frogs. You know? That shit confuses motherfuckers. You understand? A decision is a goddamn decision. You understand? What do they say in the 5th step? The 5th step, the first sentence of the 5th step, right, is the key to freedom. Well, guess what? That motherfucking key. Where my key at? I got key. Come with me. That key sits there on the table. Let me get it, because my money in the thing, right? That that key, sit on it. That's the key to freedom. But guess what? It will only be the key to freedom. Or it'll be the key to freedom 800 years from now. Unless I pick the motherfucker up, walk it to the lock, put it in the lock, open the freedom lock, and go through the door. You understand? So that goddamn shit about 3 frogs, stop confusing people with that 3 frogs on a log shit. You know? them three frogs on a log, let me tell you what they are. I'm going to tell you what they are. This is 3 frogs on a log. This is, he ain't talking about in recovery and relapse. Here, listen to it. Huh? In our disease, we are dealing with a destructive, violent power greater than ourselves that can lead to relapse. That's the other power I've heard my other friends talk about here today. It's a power. You understand? 3 frogs on a fucking log is an evil, violent, destructive power. I'm gonna let that rest now. I came to NA for 3.5 years in the cooker, using. I'm carrying the message here now. You know, I'm gonna punch on the message now a little bit. Talking about carrying the, 3.5 years, right? And when I came, I used, and I was all jammed up. I couldn't get honest. Therefore, I couldn't stop using. I ain't have a sponsor. You know what I'm saying? I ain't had no network. I got no phone. Fuck a phone number. I ain't using no phone. You know what I mean? And I kept using. And I'm here today because the message is, right, that the only requirement for membership is a desire to stop using. It's a desire. That's all it is, a desire. You know, what I found out through the process of keep coming back is that it's a desire of my understanding. Mine is not a desire, you understand? I don't have to have your desire. You understand? I don't even have to share the way you want me to share. You understand? I carry the message the way God wants me to. And guess what? Like we say, you carry the message. I ain't never seen nobody who ain't carried the message. All right? I'm talking we carry the message if we do the right thing, or we carry the message when we do the wrong thing. You understand? A lot of my friends carried the message in Boot Hill, pushing up daisies, poppies. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm talking about to stop using. Just a desire. All I got to have is a desire. I don't even have to stop using. And I'm sharing that because people used to judge me. I used to judge people. All of our literature says that we don't do that. We say that the only requirement is a desire. So I'm going to go to the third tradition. I'm going to go to the third tradition and give you what I got on that in this tradition. And say, check it out, this is important. Desire is not a measurable commodity. What does that mean? That means that you can't measure it, and I can't measure it. It says it lives in the heart of each individual member. You understand? I had a desire to stop using. It just was the desire of my understanding. For 3.5 years, I kept coming. Y'all told me if I keep coming, I'd have to come too, if I didn't die first. Y'all said stuff like that. Those of you who had nerve enough to approach me, Because, I wasn't approachable, man. I was still in the grip. In the grip, I'd do anything. Anything, So, I can dig it. I might not have approached me either. It say any addict who walks into a meeting. Now, if you go to the meetings in New York City over there where John Gay is, right, you might see anything. You know what I mean? You might see cardboard boxes. Every now and then a meeting gets stuck up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hey, this is true. Yeah, y'all got it going on. I'm trying to say that there are things in this program, check it out, that we have to practice, even when it's the worst shit. We got to practice patience and tolerance. You understand? You know what I'm saying? How do you feel if somebody sticks you up in an NA meeting? God damn, that's deep. Stuck up. Any addict who walks into a meeting, even a using addict, displays a level of willingness that cannot be discounted. while maintaining an emphasis on the importance of total abstinence, still using addicts are welcomed into our meetings with special encouragement to keep coming back. You know, it goes on to say the group is not the jury of desire. Nobody. Let me tell you something here, all right? Let me tell you something. We ask that you don't bring drugs in here. We want it to be safe. We don't search your motherfucking pockets. We ask that you don't bring weapons in here, but we don't search your motherfucking pockets. We have a spiritual principle called faith in the biggest spiritual daddy of all called God. You understand what I'm saying? You know, yeah. So like we have faith. You understand? We don't put people out of meetings. We don't put people out of meetings. You know, I've seen it happen. You know, somebody come in skied up, drunk down, whatever the case may, nodding, scratching. You understand? Shouting, oh, oh, where's the hot dogs? We don't put people out of meetings. You know, it's unfortunate. I guess in one way that the meeting has a check it out. What we say atmosphere of recovery is somewhat like this, right? But where are we talking about the atmosphere of identification? And that's a more clear definition. The atmosphere of identification. Where is this person going to get that identification from? Where? We pray twice in every meeting. You know, we pray for addicts to still come in. Some of us got rooms of circles. We put a chair in the middle. We talk about that's for the still suffering addict. Then when still suffering addict comes in, check it out. He comes in or she comes in not the way we want them to come in. But come in on their own conditions, on their own terms, full of self-centeredness. You understand? That means that we got to practice our third step. All right? We got to practice a little patience and tolerance. We don't put people out of meetings. You understand? When that happens, there's a lack of a first step. You know? First step means we pass not only over drugs, but over people, places, things, and events. You know? Addict can't get it standing on the corner in front of picking chicken. We're talking about carrying the message. How do we carry the message, you know? So I carry the message to the addict who still suffers, you know, often at podiums like this and on my job when suffering addicts come in, they come in crawling, you know, but that's a separate issue, you know, to people who knew me, especially the prisoners coming out. I did 15 years in prison, long time, all right? And all these guys, they come out, they know me. You know, they know me. And they look at me, and they say, what is happening with you? Obviously, you're not using, you know, and I'm not. You know, it's clear. I don't even have to talk about it, you know. Let me tell you how far out addicts are, right? Guy come in, parole, I'm not going to mention much name. Parole sent him in, right? And parole sent him where I am. And they say, we want you to have an evaluation. The guy see me and say, oh, Ron. He said, oh, man, you looking good, man. How things going? I said, okay. He didn't get the hit. He said, well, you know, if you need a little help, you want a package. I'm on my job in a drug treatment program. You understand? So it's no wonder that addicts take a long time to get the message sometimes. You know? But I can carry that message back best through my behavior, through how I'm living. Not what I'm saying, but how I'm living. You know? My life improves. Right? I talked about moral. I got to get back into society. How do I get back into society? What do I do? How do I get back into society in the same exact conditions, but have a different response to society? And society has a different response to me. How do I do? What do I got to do that? And my friend Thomas always talks about it. He uses me as an example. So I'll use me as an example. You know, thanks for using me, Thomas. I'll use me as an example. Here I am. I'll tell you, I did all them years in prison, right? Years, man. Years. I peeled calendars, Thanksgivings, Christmases, Easters, birthdays, your birthday, her birthday, his birthday, birthdays, right? One after another. The lights went up, the lights went down. Christmas lights, carols, everything, right? And I wanted to be a part of. Understand what I'm saying? I wanted to be a part of, but I didn't know how to be a part of. You understand? You know? So now I'm talking about, here I am as a prisoner. I went to the parole board with a portfolio. I took behavior modification 5 times. You understand? In fact, they made me a paraprofessional. Right? I'm talking, I had the teacher's textbook. You understand? I'm talking about I took every counseling course they had to offer. Yeah, I had a huge, the rings on my 3-ring binder were this big, right? And I go to the parole board and I say, man, I am ready. I am ready. I'm rehabilitated, right? I didn't know I was in error. I was in error. the best I can convince the parole board of, the absolute best, is that I am a good prisoner. A good prisoner, man. Here's the hit. In order to be rehabilitated, now, I'm going to take a license and then this applies to you. This applies to me. In order to prove rehabilitation, I got to be placed back into the same exact conditions and be able to respond in those conditions differently, to respond appropriately, if I am to be an acceptable, responsible, and productive member of society. All right? So I got to change my values. My values, it's my values, it's my thinking, it's my attitudes, my ideas, and my behaviors. I got to change them. I can only, I don't know about you, but I think you too. I can only change my values. I'm only doing that through working the steps of Narcotics Anonymous. Work each step puts me in a better position. All right? And on the sides of our medallion, it says self, right? God, service, and society, right? I got to work with self first. Work with Sachin and get to God. Not me, without working with self. I got to start having some belief. All right, that there is a power greater than myself. That it can happen for me too. So I begin to work the earlier steps, you know. Then what happens, right? In order to deal with society, all right, I really need to have some kind of humility. I have to have some kind of self-acceptance about who the fuck I am. Who am I? Wait. Here it is. This is my Thomas Beat thing. Just Ron H. Right? I got to work on that self-acceptance. And I do that. That happens for me in my fifth step. My fifth step, because now I'm looking you in the face. Before I manipulated things. You know how we try to manipulate God. And they say in the first step, they say we're great ones for manipulating the truth. Right? So I'm trying to manipulate God. What does that mean? You know, I'm jammed up. They got me. I need out of this. Oh God, please help me. And the minute that happened, I brushed myself off. And I said, okay, God, I got this now. That's an attitude, man. I may not say it in words, but it's an attitude. Because if I believe in God, I would have turned it over. Let God have this thing. You understand? You know? But no, I turn it over and I take it back. So now I'm talking about getting with self-acceptance in that fifth step. I look you in the face. And now I'm not just telling God. You understand? I'm now telling you, looking you in the eyes. I'm now owning with another human being who the fuck I am. Because now I'm on my way to reentry. I'm on my way out there into the bigger picture. I'm setting myself up to practice these principles in all my affairs. I'm setting myself up to care and share with others the NA way. I'm setting myself up with that circle that you talk about in the symbol that has room for all manifestations of the recovering person. You understand what I'm saying? Just not be so damn self-centered to think that it's all about addicts. It's about human beings. It's about not having to wear my addict status on my sleeve. It's about people. Check it. You want to know anonymity is the spiritual foundation of all our traditions, ever reminding us to place principles before personalities. I practice that first with me. What does that mean? Let my behavior be the principle. Let my behavior. I don't got to tell you I'm a recovering addict. Let me show you that I'm a human being. Let me show you. And if you happen to know where I come from, or check it out. Or if one of you sick motherfuckers breaks my anonymity. And I say that with love. I'm sick motherfucker too now. You understand? That the truth about myself and who I am now overshadows the truth about who I was. You understand? Which is why, check this out, which is why before, man, before I go out and I try to carry this message to the attic and practice this business on my fast, before I do that, there's a hurdle I got to get past. There's a hurdle I got to get over. What is that hurdle? That hurdle is that I can't go out to the bigger society, the society who loves me, who cares me because of the principle of anonymity, who doesn't know me from a can of paint from the old days. What they know me for today is my fidelity to life, my loyalty to life. They know me for my integrity. What the fuck is that? My integrity is that I am who I say I am. What do they say on the street? Word is bond. You know? Before I can go out there, there's some first hurdle shit I gotta do. And it's called getting real honest about whose life I ran through and who I fucked up. You understand? Those are the people. All right? Those are the people who don't see me and with all that open arms and love and care. Those are the people who lived on a daily basis or an intermittent basis or a pass-to-this-fucking-town basis. All right? In my using days. Those people who the grip jumped all over. And I got to go to them. They're the first hurdle. I go to them and I say, and again, I done got practice with humility. Because I have told you who I am, which helped me to accept who I am. And then ask God for help. And I got introduced to prayer, not meditation. Prayer. I got used to asking unconditionally without looking for a hit in return. You understand? You know, now you tell me to go to the first hurdle and say I'm sorry for who I was. My intentions are to never be that person again. I made some mistakes. You were a victim of my mistakes. I am sorry. What can I do to make it up? And I've done that. Then my job is to carry this message. At first I got to maintain this new person. I got to keep this new person who has blossomed and come out the cocoon. Keep him or her the new person, and me, it's me. Keep me the new person. How do I do this? I continue to take my inventory. You know, I continue to do that. When I don't take my inventory, I start running off of my own concepts again. You know? I mean, I'm sick. My thinking is warped. You know, I truly need help. You know, now I know that. All right? And let me tell you what, that's such a great asset in my recovery for me to say I know it. You know? And I pray and I get with God. But in order to be out there, to be reintegrated successfully in society, I have to learn to have how to have a healthy relationship. I'm not talking healthy relationships with females. I'm talking healthy relationships. With the spiritual part of my disease being my self-centeredness. Any person, place, thing, or event I come in contact with becomes the victim of my self-centeredness. I enter into that relationship with what's in it for me. And I usually walk through that relationship. I have no value on it. You know, what I need to do is learn to put cut on my self-centeredness. You know? Because other than that, I'm not going to be able to practice these principles at all in all my affairs. You know? So, I'm a messenger carrying a message. I'm not the message. I'm not an entertainer. You know? I'm not an entertainer. I need to say that. Because sometimes, you know, it can get crazy up here at the podium. You know, it gets crazy. You got to be up here to know it. This is a therapeutic value here I'm getting ready to give up. You know? It gets crazy. And what happens is I find out that I'm here to carry a message, not to entertain. I'm here to carry a message a lot about my successes and a lot about my mistakes, my faults. All right? And I've been talking about my faults and my mistakes. I talked about how I kicked my woman to the curb. I kicked her to the curb. I treated her like nothing. All right? Because I was running. I was in the grips of fear. And I don't need to rehash that. I'm pretty good when I made amends to her. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't like the kind of person I was. I never want to be that person again. Never. I was fucked up in recovery. I had relapsed spiritually. You understand? You know, I had stopped taking my inventory. I got jammed up and fucked up. I looked like and acted like I was choosing. And I hadn't touched nothing. I was running on old tapes. Old tapes. You understand? That's the best I could fall back on. The shit I used to share. Let me tell you something. The shit I used to share got tired real quick. Got old. I found out that it got boring, even for me. That the truth needed to come out. I needed to make the truth through action. So I did some things. I made some corrections and adjustments in my lifestyle. I started doing what Nancy Reagan said. You know, but I needed help with that. Nancy Reagan said, just say no. It wouldn't work for me. I had to tell you what I was saying no to. I had to let you know what I was trying to do. If I wanted to be in a healthy relationship, I had to get with people who are in healthy relationships. If I want a healthy relationship with my job, I got to get with motherfuckers who go to work every day. I need to remember part of my disease is amnesia. I forget. What did the first step say? It say we do whatever is necessary to stay clean. Even the things we don't like doing. What does that mean? Do what the fuck you gotta do, man. Do it. Get up off your fucking ass. Do it. Have some fear. Talk to somebody, but do it. Get the fuck up, man. Do it. And let me tell you what. It's hard, but it's possible. You understand? How? If I want to have a successful relationship with the woman of my life, the love of my life, the woman whose hair I cut religiously every 2 weeks. So I'm carrying that message, right? Family that prays together, stays together. Family that eats together, eats together. Oh, here's a good hit. The family that cuts hair together, stays together. So she cuts my hair. My woman is my barber. God said be self-reliant. Cut hair together. Maybe we make some babies together. Maybe we get married in the near future. You know, that's exciting thought. You know. Yeah, I'm in this shit. See, I'm starting to feel some things. I'm starting to feel some other spiritual things, right? Like she be with me. I think maybe she need a rock on her finger. You know? But see, I only learned that through being with other people who are trying to do that too. You understand? I found out the same principle I used when I wanted to learn how to shoot dope. I had to hang out with dope fiends. You understand? When I want to learn how to rob banks, I hung out with bank robbers. If I want to learn how to live in the hit and enjoy life like other people do, I got to be with people who are living and enjoying life like other people do. It's real goddamn simple. If I want to be in a healthy relationship, I better stay away from single men who are fucking everything that walks. It's exciting, right? So I'm making some changes in my life. My story's changing. My story's changing, y'all. You know, I don't talk much about the grip anymore. Oh, I need to do that for newcomers. I always want the newcomer to know. All right, know exactly that I'm just like him. All right, but I don't want to live in it anymore. I don't want to talk about my successes and my failures in recovery. You know, how life is treating me now. I feel like I'm wrapped in a blanket of serenity. You know, will all my friends please raise their hand? Yeah, that's a good hit, man. You know, I'm talking about, I couldn't claim that type of request when I was out there. You know, I've been out here now for 8 years, going on 9 years, out of the penitentiary. Now, some people for me, I'm telling you, it's a major success for me. All right? I ain't been clean 8 years. I've been clean almost 5 years now. That's exciting. They told me in 1967 that I was finished. They told me I'd always be a junkie a dope fiend, a handkerchief head bum. Yeah, you know? They told me I wasn't shit. They busted me in 1967 and they took my liberty, you know? And that fucking lie is dead. It's dead. The lie is dead, you know? Once an addict, always an addict. They talk about once an addict, always an active addict. Well, fuck that. Active addiction does not have to live anymore, you know? So the message is how I'm living. Well, not what I'm saying, but what I'm doing. I'm fully self-supporting, declining all outside contributions. I'm the sole supporter in my household. I pay the rent. I pay the phone bill. I pay the PSE&G. Now, I'm telling you, I'm an institutionalized person. My friends knew me when I couldn't wear nothing but fucking gray pants and gray shirts and black sneakers. Am I right? I had a hard time adjusting. I've been having a hard time. I've just come to the point where I feel like I'm fitting in out here. What do I mean by that? Where were we? I was in a Royal Hall restaurant yesterday, and the restaurant felt too crowded, too tight for me. I'm the guy who lived in a 5 by 7 foot cell for years, you know, and couldn't get with acceptance with that. You understand? It crowds. Open spaces used to bother me. I'm saying that I'm changing. I gave up the black. I had 5 pairs of the same goddamn black sneakers. I'm telling you, I eat. I just changed my eating habits. If you've been listening to me, you know, my favorite meal was a McDonald's number 3, no onion. Now, I haven't had that in 6 weeks. 6 weeks. Now, I need to tell you, I'm missing it. I'm missing it. Well, they told me that if nothing changes, man. I can eat the same shit for breakfast 7 days a week, 365 days a year. I don't give a fuck. I'm a cheap date. It's institutionalization. I've been changing. I like fish now. I wear white shirts. You know what I'm saying? Life is changing for me. I have more friends than enemies, you know? My son is in prison. Come on, carrying the message now, right? My boy, he's 28 years old. And he's been in prison for 10 years, 11 months straight. You know what I'm saying? I carried another kind of a message to him when he was a little boy. I had my .30 caliber carbine. This is what I need to talk about. I have my .30 caliber carbine, right? This is what I need to talk about. Oh, I teach him to clean the gun with the Router's gun cleaning oil. You guys who did that, women know what I'm talking about. You know, taught him how to shoot, taught him how to break the weapon down, taught him how to cut the stock off, put the bolt in the back to keep the kick from coming off. You understand what I'm saying? I taught him all of that because I was a bank robber. I thought that I was Jesse James. I thought that I was Robin Hood. I thought that I was going to rob the rich and give to the poor. I thought that I was going to expropriate funds of America and redistribute the wealth of the nation. I was a legend in my own mind. So I taught the boy all of my bad criminal habits. The boy did what I did. The boy got what I got. They give him 20 to 20, they give him 10 to 20 years with a mandatory minimum sentence of 10 years, day for fucking day. You know what my responsibility is? Not to bail him out at this point, not to get him a goddamn lawyer. My responsibility is to be the best example of an ex-convict recovering motherfucker that I can be. Show him a new way to live. He's like us, man. He's an addict. I'll take his inventory. He's an addict. He's my boy. I know what he is. You understand? He's like us. He, like me, like you, needs the third part of that message because he's clean now. Not because he has to be, because he chose to be clean. I know he's clean. That takes one to know one. All right? I go visit him. That's how I know. Bring him into my life. Call me up, collect. And I got on him last week. You need to know this. His woman had kicked him to the curb. And he was calling me up. Oh, Pop. Oh, fuck it. I don't need her. I don't need her. You know how we do. You know? You know, guess what? I said, boy, get real. You know you love her. What do you want me to do? He said, he got humble, right? He said, well, check it out. He's a dope fiend, right? He said, well, could you go by the house and pick up the tape I made for you? He wanted me to go by the house. I called his woman up. I take his woman to visit him, right? Because her car was in an accident. And his woman visited him, and he changed. He blossomed, right? Now he don't call me no more. I'm trying to be a father. I'm not trying to catch up for the shit I couldn't do. They tell me that the message is that this is a program, right? In the here and now. You know, I can't change my goddamn past. But I can change my here and now. You know? So I'm doing that. You know? I'm back in my boy's life, you know, more than just a father on paper. I'm his honcho. You know? Now, it goes deeper. I got a 13-year-old grandson. 13, you know what he said to me? Some years back, he said, do I have to go to prison too when I grow up? I mean, what else do you expect for him to say? His grandfather, he's his grandfather, Rollaway State Prison. Grandfather there so long he lost his fucking hair. All right? You know, I mean, yeah, I had hair when my grandson was born. Shit, I wasn't born. Yes, I was, too. That'll give me a lie. I was born. So now I have to show him through the way I'm living, right? We're talking about carrying the message, right? Show him through the way I'm living that, no, you ain't got to go back. 2, your father can get the fuck out and not have to go back. 3, I don't plan to go back. So I carried a message to him by making him as important. Check it out. Making him as important in my life as DACNA 2. I love DACNA 2. I love this thing. Coming out here, newfound friends, old friends. But my grandson gets written into my appointment book he gets 3 days, just like DACNA 2. He gets a Friday, a Saturday, and a Sunday once a month. Anyway, I'm almost done here. You know, I'm almost done. I have no messages of here's a word, no messages of profundity. You know, that means profound. No heavy. I'm just an addict. You know, who on any given day thinks about unspiritual stuff. The hit is telling somebody what I'm thinking about. You understand? I'm in trouble when I don't share it. When I try to figure it out myself. You know? When I think that once again, for some reason, I can do this. I can't do it. You know? I can't do it. And I know what happens to me. You know? They were going to electrocute me in 1971. You need to know that. We're talking about hope. They were going to fry my ass. All right? I went on trial for my life. And like I say this to people who might have pending charges. We usually come in here with records of the past. Right? Pending charge, come in here and say, oh my God, man, what's up, man? Why do I need to recover? Here's a message for you. Why do I need to recover? Why? They're going to send me away anyway. Well, let me tell you this. I came in, not only did I not get fried in 1971, all right, not only did I not die when they shot my ass in 1979 with the robbery, all right, now I ain't died. I came into recovery with 4 charges, all right, 137 bags of dope on the turnpike in New Jersey, cocaine possessions over in New York, assaults on New York police officers. I'm sorry, John. Yeah, you know, and I'm fighting with the narcs in New Jersey. I'm chewing glass vials of cocaine because I ain't going to give it up. You know? I mean, out of my mind, man. You know? Out of my mind, I'm trying to do a Mike Tyson, and they got gun. I'm doing them all like this. Right? You know, they do always have to fuck you, man. Bust me in the head, right? I'm saying, have you ever been online? I need to tell you all 4 of them charges. 4 charges. Set of gimmicks. I got so slipshod. I'm sitting in the car, and the uniformed police with a badge on his hat and a badge on his chest just walk up to the car, and I'm shooting dope in the car. You know, I got that charge too, right? So now I'm on parole. I'm on parole. Any conviction, your ass go back. Any conviction, right? Now I need to tell you this. All 4 charges went out. The trooper got indicted on the turnpike. He got indicted. He couldn't testify. The lab reports didn't come back in 90 days from New York. They threw the charges out. The New Brunswick Narcs, just the New Brunswick 3.5 miles. You can walk any place in the town. You understand? They just didn't show up in court. The uniformed cop with the badges, he just didn't show up. All 4 charges went out. So I need to say to you, right? You got pending charges. You got charges, and you're scared like a motherfucker. Let me tell you something. You know, you need to know this, right? Yeah, you ever be on the line, and I know you have, and they got you shackled down. You shackled here. You know, click, click. Like, you know, they got the leg jerrys on you. Click, click. You know, and it got you feel like Kunta Kinte. You know how we still be on Image Town, right? We be like, we say, oh, power, power, right? Shit like that. You be online, you stand in the jury box, they give me a sentence your ass, right? And the judge say, you kidnapped the warden. You assaulted the police. You possessed heroin. You robbed your neighbor's house 2 times. You know? You didn't register as a convicted narcotic offender. You possessed a weapon. You uttered a forged instrument. You forced a check. I'm talking about a rap sheet. And then the judge he said, he says, I'm gonna, for some reason. He's in charge. But the burning truth is that God got the judge by the ball. I'm an addict named Ron. Thanks for listening.